I think let's go down to actually the problem statement. Basically, we actually went to the root of building in this space. Some of you who are developers, this might be very, very familiar to you. What happened is that Web 2 developers can build modular code via inversion of control. Web 3 developers cannot. What does that mean? Because if you're building on-chain, smart contracts are not reactive to events. They are reactive to the state of your wallets. So if essentially what happens is that a Web 2 experience is that you deploy the code, it reacts to changes on the tech component states directly. The code will perform the function, and then the application just happens. But on Web 3, because you cannot do that, and everyone still needs to build a business. So essentially what happens is that the code that's deployed on-chain, because it cannot respond to on-chain events, cannot take the data, it cannot respond across blockchains, the blockchain data has to be taken off-chain and then standardized. The standardized data have to feed to a Web 2 based code, some other built under some other code languages, and then that will respond to the data. And Web 2 based code will then perform the functions by reconnecting back to Web 3 nodes and so on. This is a huge interactivity gap that we see. What we realized that if everyone builds this way and everyone takes it for granted, Web 3 will never achieve this mass adoption that we want the industry to go. So essentially what happened is that Reactive will fill this interactivity gap. We want to make the event logs actionable and programmable fully on-chain. What does this actually mean? If you look at the path and the before on the left, if you put the data off-chain, it goes through an off-chain indexer, there's external code, there's data storage, there's transaction signing, there's data synchronization, blah, blah, blah. What we are talking about is basically the extra 5 to 6 different tech architecture you need to go through. But what if you can put all of this reactable architecture fully on-chain? That means your tech development cycle is measured in weeks, not in months. Each time in the old way of doing things on the left, you are updating your on-chain part, but you also need to change your off-chain tech architecture. But if at least the reactivity part of the technology is on-chain, what we are talking about is that you just need to do changes to the reactive smart contracts. And from there, you're constantly upgrading the functionalities, you're upgrading your businesses, you're upgrading different things in a matter of weeks. That is way closer to the kind of experience you're getting, for example, on your computer, on your handphone. Your handphone apps constantly updates. Your Google Store or the Apple Store constantly asks you to just update it. And that's what we want on Web3 today.